I invite you now into a time of imagination. And this is coming to you and us from a story called An's Anger, which was written by Gail, illustrated by Christiane Kromer, and adapted by me. So if there are children here, come on a little bit closer up. If you are a lover of story or metaphor or images and you are an adult, please come a little closer too. This is for all of us. An was in the living room, building a tower, the tallest tower he had ever built. His grandfather was in the kitchen, making dinner. An, grandfather called out, "Dinner is ready." An added a yellow block and smiled. The tower was almost as tall as he was. "Now, the next one," An whispered, placing a long block on the very top. Grandfather came in from the kitchen. "What a wonderful tower!" "It's not done yet," An told him. "Come sit down," Grandfather said. "You can play more after we eat." He set the plates on the table and returned to An, who was balancing a very beautiful block right next to the long one. "Put your blocks down now," said Grandfather. "Dinner is getting cold." An wanted to keep playing. He really wanted to keep playing. He opened his mouth to speak, but his bottom lip quivered, and the words wouldn't come. An's eyes filled with tears, and he started to cry. I wonder if you've ever felt like this, just so disappointed. Grandfather tried to put his arm around An. "Hey." But An pushed him away, knocking the tower over and sending the blocks flying. "Go away! I hate you!" An shouted. "You're upset," said Grandfather. "Please, go to your room and sit with your anger. I'll come in when you're calm and able to talk." An ran to his room and leapt onto his bed. His cries grew so strong he could feel them all the way down in his belly. Have you ever felt like this? How do I sit with my anger? He wondered. I'm so angry, angry, angry. "Finally," said a voice. "I was hoping you'd notice me." An lifted his head and came face to face with a hairy red creature. "Who are you?" asked An, "and how did you get into my room?" "I'm your anger," said the creature. "You brought me here." "My anger?" The anger nodded. "Did Grandfather see you come in? I'm not supposed to talk to strangers." "Don't worry, An. I'm not a stranger. I'm the part of you that comes out when things don't go your way. I'm right here every time you get angry. I know you feel scared when I'm around. I can make you cry. I can make you want to hit things. I can even make you say mean things to people you love." And An's anger started to turn the knob of the bedroom door. "Come on," he said. "I'll show you." An was tempted, but Grandfather had said to stay in the room. "Wait," An called. "Maybe we can do something in here." An's anger turned and extended his hairy hand. "I know just the thing," he said. And An took his anger's hand, and together they danced all around the room. They raised their arms overhead, and they spun wide circles. They used their breath to make sounds like a strong howling wind. Can you do that right now? Use your breath to make sounds like a strong howling wind, like this. They got down on their knees and pounded the ground with their hands. It sounded like they were playing drums on the earth. and On liked that. Ah, ah. I wonder if you can notice how you're feeling in your body right now. On had that anger in his belly. I wonder what that anger is feeling like for you right now. Finally, they were exhausted and ready to be still. How many of you think that On's anger went away right then in our story? Well, let's see. On and his anger sat together silently. They breathed in. They breathed out. And then they sat some more. I don't know how long they sat, but it felt like long enough. I don't like to say mean things to people, said On, but sometimes I just can't help it. I can help you, said his anger. How can you help? I thought you were the one who was making me do these things in the first place. That's true, but I'm also your friend. Whenever you feel angry, you should come sit with me. After we spend some time together, you might feel better. Spending time with you is kind of fun, On said. Do you want to stay for dinner? I think I'll be gone before dinner, said his anger. Are you sure? Asked On. We're having ice cream for dessert. On's anger smiled, and On smiled back. On was tired. He took a deep breath and let out a little sigh. And when he did, his anger became smaller. And On and his anger continued to breathe together. With each in-breath, On's anger got a little smaller, and with each out, he felt a little better. On heard a gentle tapping on his door. It was his grandfather. Grandfather and On sat together. I'm sorry I didn't listen, said On. I was really angry. I wanted to keep playing. And Grandfather took On in his arms. Thank you for your kind words, he said. I sat with my anger like you asked, On said, but we didn't just sit. We danced and we played too. Do you want to meet him? On looked up, but his anger was gone. Grandfather, said On, do you know what happened? I think I do, said Grandfather. You took good care of your anger, and it went away. That's right, On said. How did you know? When I was a little boy, I met with my anger too. Really? Was it because of blocks? No, laughed Grandfather. There were no blocks, just frogs, a lily pond, and a sun that wouldn't set. Come, let's eat dinner, and I'll tell you my story. And so they did. I wonder how this story made you feel. I wonder if you noticed any feelings in your body, in your belly, or your heart, or your head, your shoulders, or your back, while you were listening to this story. I wonder if this story reminds you of anything in your life.